Hey you beautiful people, welcome back to a new video on our channel Read Travel Become. I have been doing Booktube for the last 3.5 years. It's been a wild journey. I have met amazing people in this journey. I have made some amazing videos and I'm super happy and I'm so content in making these kind of videos that it's a different kind of a pleasure every time I say these words, hey you beautiful people, and speak in front of a camera like I am right now. In this process, I have met many people and many people ask me like, how do you grow on Booktube? How do you make videos about books? How do you share about, how do you basically go about building your channel? I have been getting a lot of messages like these and I thought I've never talked about Booktube in general in any of my videos, but today I wanted to make this video and talk about this particular space, just the space of talking about books on YouTube, because I feel it's very personal to me. I didn't want to share my thoughts before, but I feel I'm at that stage right now where I can share some of my thoughts on this particular space. All of the things that I want to share in this video are my own personal views. I'm not personally attacking anyone. I'm not personally praising anyone. It's just my view of making videos about books in the last 3.5 years. This is what this video is mostly about. I'm going to talk about some of the problems that are currently there in this particular industry. There are like uncountable blessings of making videos like this, which I've already shared in a lot of videos, so we are not going to talk about that. I just wanted to make this video and let you guys know, if you want to start a Booktube tomorrow, if you want to start something in this particular space, then maybe these points would be helpful to you. So make sure you watch the video till the end. You may never know which thought or fact may resonate with you and change the course of your life. So let's get started. Okay, so let's talk about when you want to build out your YouTube channel in this particular space. What is your motivation? What is your why do you want to do it? Many people have literally said this to my face, that why are you making videos in such a dying industry? Why are you making videos in such a niche industry where people are not interested in books, people are not just not excited about the prospect, there are fewer click-through rates, there's a fewer reach, blah blah blah. To all of those people, I want to say that I don't care about all of these things. Okay, I don't care. The biggest pleasure of making somebody read, even if you're making someone, just one person read a book because of your recommendations, that is a big win for me, and that it cannot be compared to millions of followers, millions of mindless followers that people have. So people like me are not in this business of, just extracting numbers out of this game, extracting just a scalable business out of it. This is a very personal passion project, and I know so many such beautiful channels who are just pumping out A-level content. Like, the content is just too good and you look at their views, it's so less. But I believe that it's not about these numbers, it's the pleasure that these people have while making the content and letting people know that this is what they're passionate about. The main source of happiness is not the numbers, is not the comments, is not the likes, it's just the spark, it's just the passion with which you speak about books, and getting a feedback from people, fewer people who are watching your videos, when they tell you that, hey, I read this book and this is how I felt. You made people feel. This reward is bigger than any reward. Okay, so if you're starting in this particular industry and you're hoping to make a quick buck out of it, don't. This won't get you any views, this won't get you any millions of followers or whatever, AdSense revenue and all of those things. Don't enter. Next thing is, even if you do enter and you think about monetizing this particular passion of yours, it's not a bad thing to monetize. So my personal opinion is, I don't monetize, I don't sponsor any book for you guys. I get many emails from authors that please recommend our book and say good things about the book and then we'll pay you money and all of those bullshit things, which I don't do. I want to recommend good books. So if I recommend a book to you, I myself will read it. I will feel that, hey, I want my readers, I want my subscribers to know about this book. Only then I will promote it. But it won't be from a place of I want to make money out of this. It will never be like that. And if that happens, I will close my channel the next day. So that would never happen. If you want to do that, make sure you are being responsible about it. And I've just seen a lot of bookstagrammers basically just put a ChatGPT review of the blurb and, just maybe they've got some money to do that or whatever, I don't know. And people are reading that blurb and thinking, oh, I should read this book and whatever. Let me tell you, you can instantly make out if a person has read a book or not by their review, by the way they talk about it. like somebody who has read a book, let's say somebody who has read a Khalid Hosseini, somebody who has read a Kurt Vonnegut, somebody who has read a Dan Brown, somebody who has read like a Bill Hayes, whoever, whatever, Gabriel Garcia Marquez, whatever. When they talk about that literature, there's a certain spark in their eyes. Even if they're writing it, there's a sense of personalness to it, like how that book made them feel. If you don't get that feeling, run away from that person. Like never be generic in your reviews. Never talk about, oh, this book talks about this particular thing where blah blah blah, just the generic thing. I've seen a lot of bookstagrammers just write about the blur. Like literally, if the blurb is already there, why do you have to give a review of it? You can just basically make out if a person has read a book or not. I know one of the booktubers, bookstagrammers who had, I'm not specifically mentioning anybody's names, but who had put out a review of Barack Obama's A Promised Land in one day after the book has released. In one day. It's like a 600-page dense portrayal of Obama's personal turbulence of how he was a president, a father, a husband, and all of these things. And you are reading that book in one day and telling, oh, this book is about this book is about that. Like, that's not how it's done. Like, people want to experience what you felt by reading that book, and then they want to select if they want to read that book or not. That has been my personal philosophy. Whenever I recommend a book, I want my readers, I want my subscribers to feel the same way that I felt when I was reading a book. The next point is, I feel, yes, in a way, it's not as glamorous. This industry is not as glamorous as the other industries are, the vlogging, travel, fashion, whatever. But in this space, look at the community that you have built. Look at the community that other bookstagrammers and booktubers have built. This community is invaluable. Let's say if a vlogger has 1 million followers, but hardly anybody of them know that vlogger like personally, and they feel for them, it's not a win-win. In this particular situation, in the books industry, the people who watch my channel regularly, I know I have a personal connect with them. Like, I can relate. Whenever I see their comments, they're very, very personal. They make my day. Whenever I see my comment section, it always makes my day. I read all of the comments. I try to reply to all of them, and it just feels that you are actually building a close-knit community. And the main thing is that because you're passionate of making people read, you're passionate about spreading the literature awareness, that itself should be a reward, right? There are other ways to monetize, but the reward itself of changing somebody's life in a very teeny tiny way, it just goes a long way. You can sleep peacefully knowing that somebody somewhere has read a book somewhere because of you, and they are just sleeping peacefully because of that. So that, if that is a motivation, then there is no other industry as good as the books industry, because people who read books are just different people. I feel they are just built different. They have beautiful minds. They are very receptive. They're very empathetic, and there's just a different aura to them. Basically, people who are well read have a certain sense of empathy in them, which you can figure out when you just know a person is reader. And I'm glad I've known some great channels through this process. So some of the channels which I absolutely love in the Indian booktube space are Daksh Jindal, who is like my big brother. He has always recommended such good books. I always look forward to his recommendations. Melodramatic Bookworm, I love her recommendations. Shalu Walia ma'am, like the content that these people give out, the content that these people talk about, they are immersed in their books, right? When they talk about that review, that these people have actually not just read the book, they have lived the book, and that's how they're talking about the book. So that is why I love this space. So maybe you can just follow those people who you feel are actually reading the books. There are a lot of generic booktubers and bookstagrammers, and I don't know why I'm calling them out like this, but I just don't feel right when this particular books industry is also inundated with some evil practices. I don't like that. This is such a pure industry. This is such a beautiful industry. I don't want some bad apples to ruin the entire ecosystem of generic reviews. So that's why I wanted to share this video, because I have been getting a lot of messages from people like, hey, do this, do that, which does not align with my personal interests. So that's why I thought I should make this video. And if your goal is to share good recommendations, good books, it's a beautiful industry. Again, to summarize, I am gonna keep making these videos, even if like 5 people watch my videos, even if 10 people watch my videos. Numbers definitely matter in a way that you are impacting more people. In that way, numbers matter. But at the same time, I feel whoever you are impacting, those people are also important. You just don't always need to find out the next 100 people that you're gonna watch a video. The people who are already watching your video, give value to them. They maybe will share your videos. You guys who are watching, maybe you'll share my videos, and then bring in more people to join this revolution of literature. And the next part is, yeah, because you've built this community around, you get a lot of feedback of how stories are told. And that is my goal personally, one of the goals personally too, because now I understand what people are liking, how from your feedbacks I understand what you guys are reading. I am writing a book these days. I'm currently writing my own book. I don't know it's gonna take how long to finish and everything, but just the feedback from you guys is helping me craft the manuscript better. So one day when it comes out, whenever it comes out, I know some of my beautiful people who have always, been there with me, always watched my videos. It just feels, I can't tell you guys how lucky I feel reading you guys' comments. Like, it just makes my day always. Like, I was a nobody. I was just someone who just picked up a camera and started talking about books. But because of the love of you guys, I just feel grateful every single day knowing that somebody is reading some books because of me. When I was in Mumbai near Flora Fountain, one of the owners of the Flora Fountain stalls, the book stalls, came to me. He was a guy from Bihar, and he came to me and said, many people have come here and bought books because of your recommendations, because of your video. And he was like, I have a chota ask from you. मुझे एक छोटा चीज़ चाहिए आपसे. So he was like, I was like, what do you want? So he was like, please come with me, and I want to I want to have chai with you. Actually, मुझे तुम्हारे साथ चाय पीना है. So I was like, okay. And then he took me around to a small chai place, to a small tapri place, where he just gave me a 5 rupees chai, and we had discussion over a chai. But that 5 rupee chai is it just symbolizes the infinite love that you can get from people on a personal level. Like, I would never forget that chai. It was the most beautiful thing he had done for me. And my dad was there, and we all three of us just were talking about books. So yeah, these rewards, you can't quantify them with any amount of followers. The people who say that this is a dying industry, you get these kind of rewards, man. Like, why do you want to think about it like a dying industry? Like, you are actually touching people's lives in a way. So it's not at all a dying industry. It's not. I refuse to believe that it's not worth it. It's just a lot of people have been telling me, use some other industry and channelize your content there and blah blah blah. No, I'm just gonna make videos about books because that's who I am, and that's what I love to talk about, and I'm very very happy with that. So yeah, that's all for this video. Thank you so much for listening to my rant. I know I never make these kind of videos, but it was time that I talked about these things. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video till here. That's all for this one. See you in the next video. Bye bye.